Welcome, welcome. How's your Ignite going? Good? Are you guys ready for the party tonight? Yeah. All right, go Harry Potter. Let's go. All right, so my name is Patrick Balamonterde, and with me I have...
I'm Ercan Keresteci.
So my role at Microsoft, I'm the technical director for Azure Marketplace onboarding, and what I do is I bring our partner solutions and startup solutions into the marketplace. And Arshank?
Yeah, and although my title says Principal Solutions Architect, I have a cooler title. I call myself as the Azure Nerd for Manufacturing. So I work with a lot of manufacturing ISVs, and I work with those teams to put together SaaS applications.
Yeah, so we had a challenge to pack 45 minutes, in 45 minutes, this super large topic. So it's going to be a whirlwind. The good news is all the code is on GitHub, and we have links for you guys, okay? So you're gonna be able to get all that information, and this session is gonna be recorded, so you're gonna have a chance to review it later. The other thing that we did is, if you notice the title doesn't say Architecting SaaS Application, it says Architecting a Scalable Commercial SaaS Application. And this is driven because this examples that we're gonna show you, and then the framework that we're gonna show you, is driven from our experiences that we have for all the ISVs, partners, and startups that bring solutions to Azure, okay? We're the model of bringing a commercial scalability. And commercial scalability doesn't mean only on the dev or the architecture side. It also means on the commercial side. Okay? Like, how do we make this application be able to go through different markets, different channels, be able to use different billing and licensing models. Okay? So polling, how many of you guys are devs, architecture? Okay, how many of you guys are on the business side? Awesome. All right. Cool. So anybody knows what this is? It's an apartment building. How many of you guys have lived in an apartment building before? Okay, awesome. So this is an analogy of what SaaS application, the traditional definition of SaaS application looks like. Okay, this is where we pack a lot of people, a lot of tenants into our residence to basically lower the cost of the maintenance of that residence and then the resources that people are going to be living around, right? So it's very similar to what SaaS, the traditional SaaS definition is going to be. Now, for the agenda today, and then we'll go to that picture a little bit later so you guys can find the frame of reference there. We're going to talk about what SaaS. We're going to look at the different service models. We're going to talk about the building blocks. We're going to have some demos and then some key takeaways. Now, if you look at what Wikipedia says that the definition of the SaaS service is basically you got both a licensing model, right? And then you also have a delivery model. Now, the reality is, like, we cannot really pack what SaaS means on this very small definition because the reality of the world is way more complex than that. And I'll show you some different areas. So is it where you deploy? How do you manage? How do you monetize? What do you think when you talk to a customer, their definition is SaaS? What are the things that they want from your solution, right? Things like self-service, things like access to multiple channels, things like seamless billing. Those are the things that really the core things that will create a SaaS application, SaaS delivery. Now, when you're looking about delivering SaaS applications, in our experience with our partners and startups, we recommend those three areas, right? If you want to provide a scalable commercial SaaS application, you need to look at the business drivers for building that solution and product. You need to look at how you're going to be managing that solution and how you're going to be deploying that solution. And the last part is the billing concepts. So many times, Arshank and I were on conversations with our customers, and then the billing models are totally off to how to make business in the cloud than they currently do on premise. So let's start from the business considerations. Please don't roll your eyes here. You need to understand the business model. You need to define the strategy, financial models that you're going to have. You need to think about who you're going to hire, who do you need to train, how you're going to make this service operational. What is your go-to-market strategy, right? What channels are you going to sell? You're going to sell direct channel, indirect channels. Direct channels is direct to customer. Indirect is if you have a cloud service provider that is selling in your behalf. How are you going to be closing deals, right? For the business considerations, we have guidance as part of the go-to-market benefits, and then I'll show you some of the links that you can use. From a management perspective, you need to look at how is the application going to be shared? Is the application going to be a full shared traditional SaaS application, or you're going to be deploying things to specific customers or mix between them? It's going to be one instance of the application per customers. etc. So you have to think about how this application is going to be delivered to the customers. The interesting thing is, you may think at the beginning like, oh, this is going to be like a multi-tenant based solution, but as you evolve, you're gonna realize that some customers, for example, they want to have their own instance of your SaaS application because this is the way they operate, right? So it's very interesting models, and you see how that can evolve. Now the last part, and this is one of the areas that we spend a lot of time with our partners and basically startups that they're working. You have your traditional monthly flat yearly fees, but what about if you're selling IoT devices? Where you're thinking about it's a license used per user, a traditional per seat license. What if you, for example, on this new solution that you have, you need to have a billing that is metered, so you're selling per transaction or per converting widgets, right? The last part you got to think about is like, are you selling software plus services? So is your solution required to have like an installation period plus the cost of the service? Sometimes we have ISVs and startups that they actually have hardware. Like imagine the IoT space is the most common one, where you will have the hardware devices, so your edge modules, the different components that they need for that, then the software, and then the service that they're going to sell, including maintenance and installation fees. Okay, so those are the things that you need to think about as you start your journey into the SaaS. One interesting tool that we have for free available is a SaaS potential calculator. So this tool will help you calculate the ROI for the different plans that you may have on your SaaS application. Very interesting tool. It will help you think. And I know most of the people here are devs and architects, but the reality is like you are helping drive business, right? So business decision will drive the architecture that you build, the implementation that you have. Now, from the different management models we have 4 core management models that you're going to see. And this is, as I said, Arshang and I, we see this a lot. Sometimes it will evolve from one to the other, and sometimes, basically, people will have to forcefully convert into the different models. So the traditional one that everybody knows about is the multi-tenancy one, right? Where you have a solution that is shared by a number of customers. So this is the standard definition that we have for Wikipedia. This is what basically everybody understands for what the SaaS service is. Now, what happens when you have regulatory compliance and privacy requirements? So then your SaaS application needs to be segmented off. So you may have specific tiers that they're shared between all the customers that you have. So this is where, for example, the registration provisioning service, the entrance to your SaaS app will be the same for everybody, but then you need to segregate the data, right? So you need to have a specific database for each one of them, or use specific logical or even physical partitioning of that data for each one of the customers, because that's driving by the compliance or the privacy requirements that you may need. Now the third one, and this is an organic growth. We've seen this with a lot of our partners, where they started with a model where everything is shared, and then they get a contract from a 500 Fortune customer, and they say, well, we love your application, we love what you're doing, but we need an instance of this just for us. And then they make it sweet, and it says, we give you $10 million. So what do you think the business is going to do? The business is going to say, you know what, that's a great idea. We'll figure it out how we're going to maintain it. So what happens on that scenario is like, well, you're deploying for that specific customer your entire SaaS app into their Azure subscription, right? Or Azure subscriptions, right? So this is where you're going to see the models. Now, the challenges come is like, okay, how are we going to manage all these instances, right? So this is where you have some technologies that we put in place and that were driven by exactly this scenario, like Azure Lighthouse. If you haven't checked it out, it's basically a way for you to manage multiple solutions from one single interface. And also we have a more generic architecture guidance that is like the Azure Managed Applications, okay? And we have links for those for you guys to review. Now the last one, because life is complicated, is the hybrid model, right? Which is that ISV that I was talking to you about. So the poor ISV finds themselves in this position where they're going to have basically the main core SaaS solutions for the multi-tenancy for all these small, medium businesses, for example, and then they have one off for the larger customers, right? So think about this, right? When you think about SaaS, this is the first thing you need to think about is like how we're gonna manage the solution, and then understand that the business will grow organically. So you may find yourself some situations like this, right? Now, let's go down one more level. So now let's gonna look about, where are the areas that you need to understand for driving a SaaS service model. I will say fortunately or unfortunately, depending, if you like the glass half full or half empty. Now we have 4 different cloud models, right? Not 1, not 2, we got 4, right? The way to think about it is like now you have 4 different sets of tools that you can use on your toolbox, right? So we have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, container as a service, and function as a service. All those can be utilized as you implement your solutions across the board. The second part is how do you go about reference architectures? SaaS applications are not new. They've been around for about 20 years, 25 years, give or take, right? So you need to think about MVP, minimum viable product, start with an improved scalability model, then you go multi-region if you need, and then you need to think about what are the things around that SaaS application you're gonna need, like monitoring. The last part, we're gonna talk about the building blocks. So 3 main core building blocks: operational, application, and DevOps, right? So let's start with the cloud models. So instead of talking about each one of the cloud models, it's better to put an architecture for you guys. So in this simple architecture, what you can see is we already have a PaaS as a service. We have a function app, so you got function as a service. You have a data storage. That could be also PaaS. It could be also infrastructure as a service, depending on what fits for your needs, right? So as you can see, as this very simple architecture, super high-level architecture diagram, you start seeing components that belong to very different cloud models to start with. You can even have that SaaS PLAM web app. It could be a Kubernetes cluster, right? So just start thinking about, like, depending on what your business needs are, what are the things that make sense for you. But remember that you have those tools available for you, right? And it's very important for you to understand what those tools mean and how they operate with each other. Now, from a SaaS reference architecture, I put a link there. That's where we have all the architecture partners for Microsoft. You will start with a very, very, very basic model, right? So this is just a web app with a tier backend. Now we're going to take it next level. So improve scalability. So tell me, what are the things that we've done here to improve scalability? There's 3 core areas that we touch. All right, see if you guys can figure it out very quick. Shout it out. Caching, the Redis cache, perfect. That will help with the caching for the database. What else? The CDN, right? CDNs, obviously for delivering flat content, static content. Okay, one more. What? Front door, yeah, that works too. And also we have the Q-base, right? So basically you have an asynchronous communication between the tiers, right? So you improve scalability. Fantastic. You're one up. So what's next? What happens if your customers need geo-replication, right? Multi-region deployment, right? So you start building a multi-region type of deployment where you're going to need to maybe replicate that, and then obviously geo-replication for the tiers, the database tier systems or the data systems that need that. You may need to put, Azure front door in the front. You may have to have CDNs, but maybe with multiple storage accounts because you want to distribute in different places, et cetera, right? So this is how you start thinking about building your SaaS app. The last part that I want to touch on is going to be the monitoring. This is an example, but imagine services. So there's things when we build SaaS apps that we don't really care till the end when everybody says, hey, did you think about security? Oh, yeah. Or did you think about how we're going to monitor this? Oh, yes, how we're going to monitor this. Monitoring is super important, especially if you're doing monitoring of transactions inside your application and you're looking for a meter-based billing. This is one of the things that ISVs struggle a lot with and our partners struggle a lot with. Now, the last part I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to pass it to our Shank, is going to be the different building blocks. So if you think about the blocks, there is operational. How are you going to operationalize your solution? So this is your metering, your security, your compliance. Those are the blocks that basically allows you to make your solution more operational. The second one has to do with blocks, like the application blocks, the identity, the tenancy, the data partition. This is more into the nitty-gritty of the app itself. And the last part is like, what is the life cycle from a dev, test, and deployment perspective? What are you doing on that area, right? So version control, continuous deployment, continuous integration, et cetera. So for this talk, because we only have 45 minutes and we're like 30 minutes left, we're going to focus on specific ones, which is the billing, identity, tenancy, onboarding, and provision. And we have one question for you. Question about if I want to do billing, metered billing, what are the main application blocks I will need for this?
Azure Marketplace?
No, you will put on Azure Marketplace, but what would be the application blocks that you need to have in place if you have an application that is based on transactions, built based on transactions? Monitoring, you will have to need some APIs. So you need to have a way to, inside the application, make sure that you track what each one of the customers is doing, what, when, and what they're doing. Okay? All right, take it away.
Okay. So any Monty Python fans? Okay, now I screwed up. Monty Python fans? Right? So have you guys seen How to Do It skit? Like 3 guys sit on kind of like a bench, and within like 3 minutes, they describe how to become a doctor and then cure the diseases in the world, right? So this is what we're going to do. This is like how to do it in the remaining 20 minutes to cover all of the important details of the SaaS apps. Not, of course. So again, come and find us at the Marketplace booth after the session. We will be there if you have any specific questions. Find us on LinkedIn. Ping us. The session notes are going to be available, and we are more than happy to talk more. So before going further, let me just look at those 4 different pillars that I want to talk about a little bit more. So I'm going to cover the tenancy, onboarding and provisioning, identity, and billing. And the reason we chose this is because that I happen to also have a bunch of sample code that run that's available on GitHub, so that I can actually go back and point to those. Let's start with the tenant boundaries, multi-tenancy. If you look at the tenant boundaries, I usually start any discussion with principles. I mean, that is just because that I'm an architect and we need to kind of like wave hands, like draw pictures. Let's start with the principles. The tenant boundaries, your initial starting point is always like, hey, there is a boundary, so there needs to be separate things. However, this is a little bit counter to that starting point. I would urge you to start thinking about merging them together. So share resources as much as possible so that you can control the costs. The other interesting part is the security. So obviously, we always want to build something secure, but also look at unlikely places when you're talking about tenants. The secret leakage is an important piece on logs, etc. So be careful with the logs and what you log on your solution, so you don't leak secrets for different tenants. Scale and performance goes without saying. Capacity, and again, I want to underline the capacity bit here, because at the end of the day, you're dependent on underlying platform components, and every single platform component has actually kind of like the resource limits. So there are limits on, say, for instance, if you're using Azure Storage, Azure Storage account has a predetermined resource limits. Number of transactions are limited, for instance. So be careful when you're sharing a resource across different tenants, and be careful about the resource limits. Noisy neighbor problem is another thing. You don't want to starve the rest of your tenants for the sake of providing more resources to a tenant. Then cost trade-offs. The more distributed it is, the more costly it is. When we're looking at the tenant boundaries, of course, goes without saying that depending on the service you select, or the service component you select, the partitioning schemes are going to be different by service implementation. Say, for instance, if you want to use the database, and if it is a relational data store like SQL Server, then what you're going to see is that probably, I can share the table, I can share the schema, I can share the database, I can share the server. So that's mostly determined by the service you're using. When you look at the operations side for the tenants, there are also considerations. You need to have things like, you need to be able to think about, you need to be able to answer the need for going to a larger SKU for a customer. So how am I going to resize the incoming customer's deployment to a larger SKU? Or what is going to my business continue to plan if my operations team makes a mistake? How am I going to roll back the databases? Or what happens if one customer does a mistake? So how am I going to recover that customer in point in time and recover the data? Moving on to the onboarding, this is another area that I want to emphasize. We hear these two terms, onboarding and provisioning, quite often, but I want to frame it in such a way that onboarding is actually the process that drives many different provisioning operations. So for onboarding a new customer, you may want to provision new resources and also provision identity and provision billing for that customer. So the onboarding is the overall orchestration for that set of operations. Of course, goes without saying, the most important part of those operations is the resource provisioning. Again, double-clicking the resource provisioning, you may think about starting from cold, so no resources prepared for the customer, incoming customer yet, or you may want to start from warm. An example here is a very common scenario for simulation in manufacturing. So you have customers coming in and you want to procure virtual machines to run your simulators on, but coming out with the virtual machine, configuring the virtual machine for the simulation software takes time. So you may want to park a certain amount of hardware on the side, certain amount of resources on the side, in anticipation for procuring those resources right at the moment, because the whole reason is that you're providing a service and you want to be able to give that service as a fast response time to your customers. Also think about when you're resource provisioning, also think about that not everything has to be online. Not everything has to be kind of like snap of a finger and then goes, because there might be process requirements. So in a lot of the government cases, for instance, although you have the capability for just like procuring all of the services at the snap of a finger, there is going to be human element to it. There is going to be a step where you need to go and check certain requirements for the incoming customer. Also goes without saying, be ready to scale up and down. Looking at the identity, this is another interesting point. I've been working on the SaaS multi-tenant solutions with Microsoft and without Microsoft for about, now it's going to show my age, but that's fine, for about like 15, 20 years almost. And most of the cases, when you look at the more traditional solutions, they start with the rolling your own identity management case. So you have a customer, you've onboarded a customer. Customer obviously is going to have multiple different end users. How am I going to identify the end user, map that end user back to a customer, make sure that that user accesses the resources provision for that customer? So a lot of the cases I saw rolling your own, but as the world is moving on, there are other options now. And one thing that I urge you to consider is that contract out as many operations as possible and as you can to the third parties. Identity is an important example here. So you can use B2B providers like Azure Active Directory, or other third parties like Okta, there is Auth0, right? So you can consider using or taking a dependency on an external party. Also, the other option is using consumer. So you can take a dependency on LinkedIn, Outlook.com, Xbox, OpenID, Azure AD B2C. So again, contract it out. The other interesting piece is also considering single sign-on, especially you're targeting the enterprise customers. Enterprise customers obviously do have their own identity provider solution implemented, so you want to integrate with that. And looking at the considerations, authorization is an important bit. You may assign roles, or you may have roles, but you want to make sure that your customer assigns those roles. Sometimes you even may want to provide the means for your customer to put together new roles so they can assign roles or access rights to different end users they have. Using audit logs is very important. Who did what when, and keeping track of it is very important. and also providing that self-service to the customer when the customer is putting together the identities, roles, and such. That being said, now is the demo time, the dangerous part. Right? This one is not that dangerous, actually, because I'm just going to show you the code that's already available. I'm not going to hit F5. I'm going to hit 6, hoping that I can actually switch over screens coming up. Yes. So you are going to find this at the deck, at the end of the deck, that we have a bunch of links for sample code. So one sample code that is available on GitHub is very, very simple. So don't expect it to like, hey, Arjek wrote this code, I'll just bring it over. Now my SaaS application is up and running. It's not that. It's there to demonstrate certain things. So this is called Conto, so assets. The whole idea here is that there is this very simple functionality that's for tracking assets. And I have the software provider who's just going to be using that solution for multiple different customers they have. So I have a few points here, is that starting from the identity management side, for instance. When you look at a SaaS provider, you can, in general, kind of like identify two different personas. There's the SaaS provider operations team, and then there's the set of customers. And obviously, because those are two different audiences, you may want to mix and match the identity providers for those two different audiences. So in this case, I'm on the operations team side. I am already on, let's say, Office 365, and my company already has an Azure AD tenant. Obviously, what I want to do here is that I want to be able to identify the incoming operations team on my operations dashboard. So here, I'm just saying like, hey, so who's familiar with ASP.NET? Okay, thank you. So you probably know the whole setup, the middleware, just put together, the one service after the other. So I'm just pulling in Azure AD, saying like, I'm going to use Azure AD for my operations dashboard. However, when I look at the customer side, I have, maybe I already have a customer's database on the side, and I am already managing my own identity for my customers. So I want to just slap ASP.NET on top of that and then match to the schema underneath. So I'm just pulling in the ASP.NET standard identity store right around here. So moving on, Patrick mentioned the importance of tracking the use, right? So and again here I want to differentiate a bunch of different concepts. So one is monitoring. The reason you want to monitor is that you want to make sure that the services are up and running, operational, they are at capacity, not under capacity, because you're paying money for it. So you're already, let's say you're running a VM, you want to run VM at the capacity that's just enough, but not at 10% because you're paying the hourly, right? So it's that idea. So monitoring is crucial. However, the other topic I want to differentiate is the metering. Metering is that who is using the pieces in the code that is actually costing me money and also I'm charging for, right? And I want to differentiate the metering from the billing part. Metering is all about the pieces that are used and then keeping track of them. Billing is actually applying dollars on it. So those two things are different. So here in this example, you're going to see, so there's an asset controller, ASP.NET controller, where the customers or the customer users are expected to create, edit, basic CRUD operations on assets. And I want to keep track of how many times a asset is created. So on the asset controllers create action, I'm just doing a check, limit, and meter. So this brings me the third topic about measuring what's happening. So you also want to make sure that the usage of your service you're exposing is within the limits of that customer's signed-on plan. So customer is on gold plan. You don't want to get the customer creating more than 50,000 assets, kind of thing, right? So in here, I'm just getting the customer. Notice what I'm doing is that I'm getting who the customer is based on logged on user, and then checking the limit against the SKU. And I'm also adding the meter usage. Fourth point, and again, just stepping back, we were talking about keeping track of things. We talked about monitoring. We talked about metering. We talked about checking the SKU limits. And the fourth is, again, a very important thing. Consider mapping the usage tracking per feature area and then map that to the resource usage. What does it mean? Your developer and your business guy may think like creating assets is going to be the most widely used feature ever on this asset tracking system. It just turns out that maybe it's just listing the assets is the most used system. That means 80% of your database operations are going to be reads, not writes, right? So you need to keep track of that, the usage, and then map it to the resources. With that, I think I can switch. How are we doing with time? Doing good? Awesome.
We got 13 minutes, 14 minutes.
Excellent. I'm Turkish, so I'm kind of tend to speak a little bit more, so always have to be careful. Why are we doing this? Why are we writing software? I mean, I tell you, I write software for fun, but fun is almost not always bringing the money in, so we write software to make money, right? When we are writing software, we spend money on the resources. Resources are like our time, our PCs, the servers we run on, Azure subscriptions, etc. And also, when we make it into a business, you also pay for the people's time, right? So when you're planning, to sell something, the first thing you will probably need to think about is that how much is it going to cost? How much I'm going to charge for this system, and what are the components of that cost? Where is that dollars coming, or where the dollars are going to go to? One area to consider is the management model. So we have this operations team. Operations team is onboarding and managing multiple customers, right? How many people do I have on the operations team? How are they spending their time? What's their skill set? Do I need to pay that big dollars because I required people to use assembly language for monitoring my Azure resources, right? I know, hypothetical, but you never know. So skill set, operations team, complexity of the deployment is definitely a cost lever. The other is the architecture model. Am I dependent on Azure Tables, or am I dependent on Cosmos DB, right? So I may just choose kind of like, hey, insert row, insert row, insert row. Could have totally done with the Azure Tables, but my glorious architect might have decided that using Cosmos DB is the best thing, right? And now your cost is like X times more. Feature composition. This is all about how deep your feature implementation is going to be, and it also ties back to the usage of your features. I used to work on Windows Workflow Foundation, like again, another age discussion. This is like probably 15 plus years ago, right? And one of them, at that time, we were thinking like, the in-memory, workflows is the most important thing. We spent hours and hours and hours on this thing, and eventually it just turned out that it's not one of the features that people are using. People really wanted to use something else. So your understanding of your feature composition and how the features are implemented in what depth is going to determine the amount of time that you're going to spend engineering and developing that solution, and also going to drive what is meaningful for your customers. So that being said, what I developed over years is kind of like a high-level framework. So how am I going to design my SKUs? How am I going to design my plans? And my framework says, first start with the deployment classes, meaning that what are my customer classes? So I have a small customer which maps to this, 5 people doing blah, right? So you determine what those people are doing. And then you determine, hey, this is what my medium-sized customer does. Then starting with that, go and start think about building the feature combinations with the end goal of coming up with the determining pricing and SKUs. Now let's double click on those and get first to the first step. What do I mean by architecture for deployment classes? So you start the typical situation, right? So you start with functional and non-functional requirements. You come up with, hey, this is how my boxes are going to look like, so the high-level architecture. Then you will probably map it to, and the next, not probably, you'll next map it to the platform components with alternatives. So here's my storage. I can use one of those 5 storage options, storage services coming from Azure platform, right? Once I map it with the alternatives, then I will go back to the customer t-shirt sizing. And I say, okay, so a small customer for me means 5 people accessing this service only during the work times, during the working hours in Pacific time zone, right? This leaves out for you to keep that or maintain that system outside of the working hours, which cuts down your costs, right? Determining the customer size is of utmost important. Then you just map your non-functional requirements, bring the non-functional requirements back to your different customer t-shirt sizes. Non-functional, remember, non-functional requirements drive things like scale, drive things like capacity, drive things like the availability, right? So those are the things that you will need to consider. So, and I remember, again, one of the principles in tenant boundaries. Share as much as possible, but don't overshare because of the capacity, right? We're trying to fit things into smaller things. And my analogy here is that I have got a sack, I've got lots of rocks. For me, architecting a scalable solution is basically using as little rocks as possible so that I can adjust the level easier. However, if I use larger rocks, it'll be harder to determine the scale and the cost is going to be something different. Then come up with these deployment alternatives, because the deployment alternatives are going to drive things like implementation complexity, management complexity, the cost of goods and such. In parallel, come up with your feature groupings. What are the feature groups that make sense for different customers, customer types? How am I going to group together features so that they make sense for the business? And then lastly, just merge them together, come up with the SKU cost, and this is where the Monty Python reference is very valid. This is the how to do it skit, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. And it sounds easy, but just like it takes many iterations to get here. The spreadsheet tool that Patrick is mentioning is very useful in that sense because it also gives you the aspect of like what should I expect for the next coming years. And then there's so we were talking about contracting things out, and then there's the billing piece. I determined the SKUs. Now how am I going to map it to an existing billing structure if I'm relying on an external provider? So in this case, let's assume that we're using Microsoft AppSource or Azure Marketplace. And how am I going to build this and what's going to be my billing integration? This brings us to our next demo.
Yeah. Awesome. So how many of you guys have SaaS applications that your company's selling?
Nope, sorry.
Okay, awesome. So this will resonate a little bit more then. All right, so one of the advantages that we have as part of Azure Marketplace is customers can go directly into their Azure subscription like you see here. And then your solution, when they search for your solution, that will be there available, and then they can start utilizing it. Right? So on this example, I'm just gonna get the Microsoft Contoso SaaS offer sample, and there's different plans. So here, this is what you have as different plans and how you're selling things per seat, per month, per year. You can do also the meter approach, whatever works for you and your business. So let's go through the platinum. And then basically the experience will go into create an Azure resource into my account. And this is basically how we tie up the billing process. So Microsoft is going to be billing the customer on your behalf. So we bill the customer on the Azure subscription. So once the deployment happens on the customer Azure subscription, they will go into the configuration of the account. So they will click Configure Account, and that will redirect them to here, which is a great example because I haven't authenticated yet in here. This is what Arshang was talking about, authentication, right? Because the integration that he built is integrated with Azure AD. Automatically, we get all this customer information for free, right? This has multiple different benefits. One is the customer doesn't have to type everything again, right? Because you can take all that data from the Azure AD graph and pre-populate the form. The second one is the authentication will be done automatically, right? Now, as we talked before, sometimes the authentication can be multiple levels, so you can have basically different providers, and that's okay. Okay, we've seen that a lot. So sometimes they use some partners will use the provider just for the provisioning, but then they have their own provider. So let's say they use OAuth 0, Okta, or custom made, and that's okay. It's fine. So I'm gonna accept here. I'm accepting way too many things without reading. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's do the other one. So go to the other
Okay.
tab. Maybe the session expired, so this one. The other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other one that I clicked. Okay. All right, where this is going,
No, not yet.
not yet. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so this is basically the configuration. This is the step where I'm being provisioned into Ershang's service. Okay, so I requested, I purchased the service, I got the plan that I wanted, which is my gold plan, and then his service got all my information, and now I'm gonna select which region I wanna do business in. So let's say I am based in Germany, and I'm gonna submit, yes, I want this to happen. Okay? So now if you look at the provisioning side, now we're gonna switch to Arshang, who's gonna be basically the SaaS service provider.
I'm so surprised because I actually had a joke prepared for this part, as we're just basically doing live demo, right? And expecting an email to arrive, so we're just waiting the electrons happening and everything. And I was going to start like, well, a Turkish guy and a Spanish guy ends up presenting a session at Ignite, and like now the joke is gone because the email is here, right? So what happens here is that now I'm the operations team, right? I receive the request for provisioning a new customer. What I will do is that unfortunately I don't have my magic hat, but like I'll do a magic trick using PowerShell. So I will use PowerShell to provision a new customer. I did all of the checks. I made the calls, checked the security levels, etc. Everything is fine. Now everything is fine on my side. I want to tell the billing provider, in this case Azure Marketplace, to go ahead and start the billing. So I'll just activate the subscription. What this is going to do is that so there's integration happening with Azure Marketplace. It will tell Azure Marketplace to turn on the billing, and now the customer is subscribed. So customer receives an email. Customer will be able to start using, configuring their identity, etc. How does it work? Well, again, this is running code, so you can, if you're curious about how the integration works, go to aks.ms/marketplace sample. So it's on GitHub, and it's also
on the resources.
Resources page. And what is actually happening in the background is that when I hit that link, hey, go ahead and activate. What happened was that it actually called my mail link controller, and it is calling the API using a sample SDK that I put together. Again, it's on GitHub. And the sample SDK goes and talks to the fulfillment API of Marketplace using a REST call. And here, the important part here is that the authentication piece. I am using, again, Azure AD for authenticating my client, and then I'm calling that service. And again, you can find this sample on Azure Market on the GitHub page, and you can see what's happening and play with it. With that, let's flip over to the last bit. Right. So key takeaways. Provisioning a customer is a trade-off between cost, security, capacity, performance. We're all in trade-offs, and that's why we're calling ourselves architects and developers. Designing the SKUs, including the cost of goods, value delivered, and approach this methodically. So know at each step what's happening. Take advantage of the external services as much as possible, like for identity, for billing, etc.
Yep.
That, I think this is it.
That's it. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you being here. I think we're over time, but you guys can start asking questions if you have any questions. When do we need to be out of the room? Just curious. 5 minutes for questions? All right, 5 minutes for questions. Any questions, guys?
Please.
Use the microphones, please, since they're there. And then, as Arshang said at the beginning, we're going to be available at the Azure Marketplace and the AppSource Marketplace. So if you have any questions that you cannot get answered here, we'll be there.
Can the marketplace also bill, in addition for the compute and resources for the tiers that you, well, however you meter your product? Like maybe I missed the full.
Yeah. So you as a developer or as a service provider for ISV that provides the SaaS, you will determine what those costs is, and you tell us how much you want to charge the customer for your service. So you're the one who comes out with whatever your base cost for developing that solution is, and whatever you want to add on top to profit from your service.
And could that be dynamic? Like, could I update what that person is using if it's like a
Yes,
user-based
yeah. So it's a great question. So the model that you want to use that it's a little bit more work on your side because you got to meter what's happening. But from the billing perspective, the Azure Marketplace does it. There's other providers who does it, right? It's called meter-based billing, and basically you will have dimensions like, and then you create those. So one would be like transactions per second, megabytes, blah 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 blah, and then you put a cost per unit for that. And then basically the model is like every hour you bill for the amount of those transactions happening.
And could I absorb the infrastructure or like the compute costs in Azure so they don't see those directly?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. That's completely hidden. The only thing you tell us is like there's 1,000 transactions in this hour and the transaction costs like 2 cents.
Yeah, so think about that framework I mentioned, right? So let's take a very basic example, like you are running a web application for a blogging site. Right? So you're basically just mapping it to probably one single web app that's deployed on your subscription. And now you're saying like, I'm paying $60 a month for this, just making it up. And I'm provisioning 10 customers on it, right? So now this is your SKU planning, right? So your cost of goods is $60 a month. And then you want to charge your customer, each customer, money so that you can account for the other engineering costs, et cetera, et cetera. So you charge your customer $20. 6 customers, $20, you end up getting $120 in return. You pay $60 for cost of goods, web apps, and then you pay the salaries of your developers, et cetera, and then you receive $5 at the end as the profit. And I'm terrible at math.
Well, last question. And when you're deploying the resources, do they go into the customer's tenant or do they go into my tenant?
Good question. So if it's normally a SaaS traditional model, remember the 4 models that I'll show you for deployment? If it's a traditional one, you as the publisher or the owner of the service will incur all those costs. So everything goes into your Azure subscriptions, right? If there's different models where you have to deploy in the customer subscription, then obviously they will have to incur some. So for the traditional model, the answer is yes, you will basically pay for those services. Cool, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. If I include the metering in my application itself, would I have the ability to bill an absolute dollar amount?
Yes, you can do it. The billing model is completely separated from the metering approach that you want to take. Metering approach normally is important. It's for 2 reasons. One is what the consumption is, what the consumption profile is for each one of the customers, right? So that's the reason we want to do it. Now, some people that want to have a billing model that it's directly applicable to the metered, then they will use that metering data, and then that's basically, they will do the calculations and then submit that billing, right? But if, for example, you have like per month plan, you just come up with your number, right? And you say, okay, flat fee for the silver plan is going to be $30 a month, and a silver plan means XYZ resources, which is what Arshak was showing. Like you can limit, right? You limit the amount of resources that you utilize depending on the plan. If a customer goes over, then you basically you can tell them like redirect them the next time they log in or whatever. You can have a workflow where it says, hey, I'm going to upsell you because you're consuming more resources than this specific silver plan. You need to go to a gold plan.
Sure.
Right. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. More questions? Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.